this to be true, but yourself, Danny Garcia, Errol Spence, Sean Porter, those guys have yet to not to fight guys on the divide over the divided line yet. Like Al hasn't.
There's one guy. There's one guy. You want us to cross for one?
No. All right, let me.
That's a good point.
I'm going to respond. I'm going to respond to that, Keith. First off, whether you agree with it or not, this one guy has been considered the top pound-for-pound fighter in the world on many.
Is a made-up.
I got you, but I'm almost finished. He's been considered that on many lists, but is it not true that Al Haymon fighters do not have promotional deals or network deals like Terrence Crawford? He has a network deal with ESPN and Top Rank, so he can't move. But you guys you guys can fight on other networks easier because you have one-fight deals with networks. You don't have long-term deals with promoters and network. Is that a fact?
Okay, so a lot of us are more flexible than Terrence Crawford, okay? And like I just said, you want us to focus on one guy. It's not my fault that I can fight Sean, Danny, Pacquiao, and Errol Spence, and if I freaking feel like it, there's Mikey Garcia and Adrian Broner. There's Ugas. There's so right. Just to go get one check.
But it's not about a check. It's about legacy.
Which, if you really know boxing, a lot of people call it the WB no.
No, it's
you want to talk about the WBO? It's the WB no.
All right. What about?
Nobody wants it.
What's good, everybody, man? It's your boy BancoBoxing, man. I appreciate you. If it's your first time on the channel, make sure you hit that sub button, hit that bell icon notification so you can be notified when I'm uploading. But anyways, man, if y'all heard that at the beginning of the video, that was your boy Keith, one-time Thurman, basically talking about how nobody wants to go over to ESPN to fight Terrence Crawford because they have all these other fights. Okay, so I'm gonna delve into that real quick. If you guys are avid listeners of the page or know anything about me, I've probably been one out of a million people that was still holding Keith Thurman down because, you know, everybody's talking about him ducking and doing this when it came to Errol Spence and this and that. And I was holding him down. I was like, well, Keith stayed on his position, you know, talking about it's a get back year and the fight ain't big enough yet. I ain't get a contract, so how I'm ducking, all this, you know. I was holding Keith down. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, man, I gotta call a spade a spade. I gotta call a duck. Hey, what they say on Affleck? Walk like a duck, quack like a duck. Affleck. I gotta call Keith Thurman a duck, man, because for you to say you got all these fights over here and you don't want to fight Bud because Bud has a belt. Matter of fact, he said instead of WBO, it's called the WB no. So you rather fight all these people he named. He said Danny Garcia, Errol Spence, Manny Pacquiao, which he lost to already, Sean Porter, Ugas, Adrian Broner, Mikey Garcia, and I'm forgetting somebody. But he said he'd rather fight all of them instead of Terrence Crawford. And it's unfortunate, man, because we're living in a time where dudes don't want to get the belts. They holler strap season or they want to be free smoke, but they don't want to get the belts or they don't want to get a particular belt, which is cool. Keith Thurman basically said what everybody's been thinking. They don't want the fight. Now, is it my job to say they scared or not? I can't say they scared, but I just don't respect it because them old fighters would have got that legacy. All of them their own bosses because the guys that were interviewing them said, hey, so we know people like Terrence Crawford are locked down or bound by network deals. But it's from my understanding, you know that PBC fighters don't have network deals. Most of the contracts are fight to fight. And Keith even said, yeah, we're flexible. And if you don't know what flexible mean, I mean you're not stiff. That means you can basically move your way around and make some things happen, make some things change. Basically like a single mother with a couple of ingredients in the fridge, she can make something happen. But I never thought you know what I'm saying. I kind of granted I had been watching boxing super long. Like when I was a little kid, I knew certain fighters I was watching, but I wasn't watching it as an intent as I started doing a couple of years ago. To where how I watch it now and keep up with everything. But it's crazy, man. This dude was once the unified champion at 147 pounds. You know what I'm saying? And to think, like, you know, you want to fight all these other fights. And knowing that Bob Arum, they want to put Terrence in there with good fighters. They'll pay him the money. They want to be paying. So all we can really point to is, hey, Al Haymon then advised them boys, look, hey, y'all not going over to fight there for that belt. It is what it is, as long as Terrence Crawford got it or whatever. Because we know it was like open up, Armageddon, the can. I don't know what you want to call it, but when Jeff Horn had that WBO belt, everybody wanted to get the strap. No 50 Cent. Everybody wanted to go get it. As soon as Bud got it, nobody wanted to go over there. I'm not fighting on ESPN. Tell him to cross this street. He on the wrong side of the street. You know what I'm saying? And the crazy thing is, 9 times out of 10, if Bud was on PBC, they probably wouldn't want to fight him then. So, you know, it's really ridiculous, man. You know, I put on CJ, that's what I meant, by the way. If y'all in this, shout out to CJ Goodfellow. He already talked about this. I put on CJ chat, man. Hey, so basically PBC disregard the WBO for middleweight and welterweight because they doing similar stuff to Demetrius Andrade, except Jermell Charlo ain't said a word. At least Keith Thurman basically said, hey, I can fight all these dudes over. I ain't got to fight Bud. Which translates to, I don't care about my legacy. I want to get paid. Which is true. Legacy don't pay the bills. So I ain't no person to say, you know what I'm saying? But Keith, you only got one loss. So what if you get two? If you give a fight of the year candidate with Terrence Crawford and lose, your stock go up. It's not that bad. But instead, you know, you want to fight these other fights that are meaningless. Like, only thing people will care about, like as he mentioned AB at the end, only thing we'll care about is the build up. But nobody cares about the fight. Neither one of y'all got belts. Sean ain't got a belt. Only thing we might care about is a Manny rematch you're not getting. And we know you're not fighting Errol Spence because he's supposed to be fighting Danny Garcia. You know what I'm saying? Y'all dudes have been one thing. All right. And then it's another thing. These dudes like Keith Thurman them talk down about Bud when he first got to the division. But hey, Bud in his third division. If Bud go up and win a belt at 154, that's 4 divisions. Keith, how many belts have you won divisions in? That's the real question. 1. You know what I'm saying? So, and look, I'm a dude that give Triple G a lot of flack for staying at middleweight, you know, his whole career. Because I felt like it wasn't no competition. He should have moved up at one point in time. So I got to keep it a beam when it comes to Sean Porter and Keith Thurman and Danny Garcia. You know, y'all been at, well, really Sean Porter and Keith Thurman been at welterweight the longest. Hey, y'all should have been moved up to 154 when Keith came back. But he wanted to get that Manny payday. But I'm telling y'all, if Keith would have got that when they got the Manny Pacquiao fight, he was gonna go to ESPN. Then he had a little deal on the table. They was gonna give him the right numbers. So that's how he got the Manny fight, because he threatened to go over there. So you're not fooling us, man. You're not fooling us at all. I don't respect you as much as I used to. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, you know, let the LDBC said everybody that's involved with PBC is supposed to be pro-black. So what you basically saying, when none of y'all want to fight Bud, y'all don't want to help another black man feed his family. That's what it boils down to. Y'all don't want another black man to feed his family. Y'all don't want to help feed his family. And in regards, he would be helping you feed your family. But everybody's supposed to be for one another. Cut it out, man. Y'all boys weak, man. The old boxers, Ali and them rolling over in that grave. You know what I'm saying? Who's that? Ric Flair to say to beat the best? To be the best, you got to beat the best. These boys live by a different creed. That's why you got the baseball, NFL, NBA, hockey, golf, tennis, all them other sports. Excuse me, guys, I've been a little sick. All them other sports right now are ahead of boxing. Know why? Because the best people go against the best people. We just saw the Chiefs face the 49ers. technically two best teams in each division, AFC and NFC. You can say, oh, I don't want to play San Francisco. They from the wrong state. I wanna play against somebody in Texas. Nah, you can't say that. You go by the rankings, and that's how you play. So until boxing can mandate making fighters fight each other, so it's gonna be two things. It's gonna be bad. But when they take some of the power away from the boxers, I'm not gonna say necessarily it's a good thing, but at the end of the day, the consumers are the ones affected by the bad product of y'all putting on fights we don't want to see and bad undercards, stuff like that, because you don't want to spend the money and you putting the sport on the back burner. Think about this, man. Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford fight was supposed to be happening this year. It ain't happening. I don't see it happening. We're not seeing Demetrius Andrade versus Jamar Charlo. But you know what? At the end of the day, I'm going to give the little brother 154 Jamel credit because he fought Tony Harrison, who was boxing his ears off. He's down to fight a Jared Hurd. He's fought a Lubin. So right now, 154, the only one probably keeping it trio right now is Jamel Charlo because he really ain't been trying to build his name off no Mexicans. He been trying to fight all the brothers because most of them at 154. So you know what? I got to commend that from somebody at PBC. He did look up to have all this great 154 talent, but he ain't shying away from it. He trying to fight all these boys. As the rest of the welterweight division actually can learn from 154 and just fight everybody, man. Listen, nobody cares about that old stuff. If you give us great fights, we don't care. Look at prime example, Sean Porter. Even though LWBC was painting a narrative for how he was bummed, which is not true. Sean Porter has 3 losses, and his stock is as high as it's ever been because he performs every time. Like I said, he's not a high-level boxer, but he is an elite-level competitor. And you're going to get good stuff every time you see something like that. So, Keith Thurman, if you ever hear this, which I doubt, man, get your nuts together, man, and you be the leader. You say, you know what, hey, I'm finna go for legacy. I made this good bread fighting Pac-Man. Give me 2 fights so I can test his hand, and I'll fight you, bud. Watch, that's going to stand out. They're going to say, hey, you know what? When everybody ain't want to fight Terrence Crawford, guess who went over there and fought him? Keith Thurman did. So you can do something while Errol Spence and them playing, oh, yeah, I'm going to fight Pacquiao, man now. While they doing all that, you could be the one that say, I fight Bud. And if you ain't in the champion, they make the champions look worse because they didn't want to fight them. But that's just a food for thought. That's just me. I mean, hey, I know I couldn't be calling myself the best and running away from smoke. If I lose, I lose. I like to get my get back. If I keep on losing, it is what it is. Ain't nobody going to say I didn't die trying. Period. But, hey, man, if you made it to the end of the video, I appreciate you, man. Make sure you check out my playlist. Check out some of my latest uploads, man. Share this to your social media. It's your boy BancoBoxing, and I'm out.